Wonder if you think about me like I think of you. Wonder if you dream the way I do. When you look at clouds, do you see faces as I do? Do you get caught by your own thoughts like I do?
Morning, Liz.
Morning, John.
Morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody.
Wow, what the last few days have just been full on, really.
Fairly busy.
We've been staying with some friends up at Travellers Retreat, and thanks to Andrew and Gloria, yeah, we've had a wonderful time catching up with old friends, and just like we never left, really. It's just amazing. So part of that was that we went to we caught up with them. I fitted cameras, rear cameras to both to the cruiser and to the T-van. Anyway, so we did that, and then we tore up to the mountain, up to the Arthur's Lake, which was on my one of my bucket list things to do while we were here. So we spent a night up there. We were going to spend the whole weekend, basically up Friday, back on Monday. But what happened was that the weather turned pretty sour, and well, it was expected to turn pretty sour, and it did by all accounts.
There was a weather warning.
There was a weather warning came through, and unfortunately, we had a bit of phone service, and another friend of ours back in Launceston sent me the map with the weather warning. We sort of looked at one another and went, we don't want to be packing up, in 90, 100 kilometre winds in the morning. So we bolted. We packed up and left and came home. And then,
so we spent just one night
we
there.
basically just spent one night. So as we all know, you set up as much as you do for 3 or 4 nights as you do for one night.
But you went out fishing.
Yeah, we went out. So we went out, spent a bit of time in the boat. Unfortunately, we didn't catch a trout. We drove around through that afternoon. We got there. We drove around to Woods' Lake. The last time I was there, it was like a 2-hour 4-wheel drive trek in there. Now it's a gravel road. So you know how things have evolved and changed over the years. And then we spent some time out in the boat. It was still pretty windy, and then we got back to camp. As I said, we had a bit of lunch, and then the weather warning came through, so we packed up and bolted and came home. But part of that was, there's always a good side to it, I guess. We did a little bit of research, and there was a program on at the planetarium at the Launceston Queen Victoria Museum.
That's correct.
And it was called Dark Side of the Moon.
By Pink Floyd.
By Pink Floyd, yeah. So we did that, and we went in there yesterday and did that, and that was awesome. So if you're in a city and they're showing it, definitely worthwhile going to see. So this morning we've packed up and we're heading to the west coast. We're meeting some friends over there on Friday. It's a long weekend here in Tasmania coming up, so it's March, and we get a couple of days head start on them. So we're going to go out through Westbury, up over the Quamby Bluff.
Yes.
For those that are sort of following on a map where we're going, so the Quamby Bluff up towards Great Lake, through to Lyawini, Myena, and then we'll work our way to the west coast. We don't know where we're going to stay tonight.
No.
We'll see how time permits. Hopefully we can film a bit of stuff on the way, and we'll keep you updated when we turn up to where we turn up.
But we also did Ben Lomond.
Oh, we did. I forgot about Ben Lomond. Yes.
How could you forget that? It was an amazing day.
It was a great day.
It was a
I
great
knew there was a day in there between somewhere.
Yes.
As I said, it's all been a bit blurred and
Busy.
We was busy.
Busy.
Yeah, it was just
Is
a
the
busy
word?
few days. And apart from that, Andrew had a job to do at a place called South Sisters, so I'll drop a couple of photos of where we were on that as well. So I took a couple on my phone, and that was pretty high and pretty specky. You can see sort of the east coast out through St Mary's and then back up through the Fingal Valley, so that was pretty special as well. Alright, well, we're going to venture on and head up. We've just stopped to check a few things and make sure everything's in order before we head up the hill.
Yep.
Alright,
Onward and forward.
that's it. See you guys.
Bye.
What would happen if I showed these words to you? Wonder if you laugh at my simple poetry, or even worse.
Well, that's one of the prettiest drives that we've done. It's absolutely spectacular coming up through that valley. You know, I reckon it's equivalent to the Tarkine drive, absolutely, and then a bit more altitude in it. Really pretty spot and a really pretty drive. So what we're looking at now is Pine Lagoon. It's sort of basically at the top of the Western Tiers as you come up over from Deloraine. The reason they call it Pine Lagoon, in the background you can see all the little pencil pines around the other side of the lake. Well, this little broad walk here at Pine Lagoon takes you down and actually gives you really easy access to pencil pines. Again, pencil pines are unique to Tasmania and have survived many, many, many years. But currently their biggest threat is bushfires. Surprisingly enough, they don't survive that. Unlike a lot of other plants and that around the lakes area that actually require fire to regenerate, yeah, these things don't. After looking at the ancient pencil pines, you walk past other plant communities, including bolster or cushion plant communities, along the broadwalk, eventually taking you to an observation point giving you outstanding views of this small but unique lake.
My heart just can't ignore, that I've never felt before. And if you go, I wanna go there with you.
Well, there you go, the first glimpses of Great Lake as you come up over the top of the hill. Absolutely amazing. Not a cloud in the sky, an absolute cracker day. And a summery 13 degrees. It's funny how you become so familiar with your surroundings. We both commented on how quickly and often the outside surroundings changed as we travelled from the Central Highlands towards the West Coast.
Got me deep in the haze. There's no more compassion, no. Raise me. I need something fast. I need something to last and give satisfaction, no. Help me. Grab his right arm. Help me. I'll take the left. Oh, help me. Help me. Interrogate him. How big is your love? Tell me, how high is your patience? Or can I be saved? I wanna catch the wave. How big is your love? Tell me, how high is your patience? Oh, can I be saved? I wanna catch the wave. Hey.
We were making pretty good time, so we stopped off at Derwent Bridge for lunch and to have a look at the information board. Next stop was the Wall. We were blown away by this. It is one of Australia's most ambitious art projects undertaken in recent years. Creator and designer Greg Duncan has developed the wall featuring beautifully scented and rare hewn pine, which spans 100 metres in length and comprises 50 double-sided panels that are 1 metre wide by 3 metres tall, and the images are so lifelike. Unfortunately, no photography is allowed. We've climbed up a fair bit of elevation now, and to my left is King William. That's what we've come from, and this is what we're headed to. So I just have to hope the weather holds. It was time to take a break, and we found this walk, so what better timing? We grabbed the cameras and headed off.
How big is your love? Tell me how high is your patience? Can I be saved? I wanna catch the wave.
It's just like an enchanted garden. Spectacular. This is littered with beautiful coloured fungus.
How big is your love? Tell me how high is your patience? Can I be saved? I wanna catch the wave.
The next stop was Nelson Falls. This is an easy 20-minute walk along a purpose-built walkway, and one of the most notable things here in Tassie is it's not long between stops. This is a pretty impressive tree. As I said, a pretty impressive tree. That's pretty impressive. Imagine what it'll be like when it's in full flood. Well, how good was Nelson Falls? Yeah, that was pretty spectacular. Haven't been here before, and yep, love that. Nelson Falls, definitely worth the walk. That was spectacular. Here we are, the end of the day. Excuse me. And by Tasmanian standards, a pretty big day. We did about 255 k's. We left at 9 o'clock this morning from Hadspen, and it's now 4:45, and we're all set up. So we got in here about 4 o'clock. So yes, as I said, probably a big day by Tasmanian standards. So we've come all the way to Lake Burberry. So we've had a few walks. We went in and saw the wall. That was absolutely sensational, and you're not allowed to take photos of it. So if you want to have a look at it, you're going to have to come yourself. But it's just they're all wood carvings, and they just look so real. It's amazing. All right, well, we've got a roast chicken to throw in the Weber and a couple of bevies to end the day with. So we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. We hope you're enjoying it. We certainly are, and hopefully we've taken you to some places that you may not necessarily have seen out and about. So until then, or tomorrow, I'll sign off, and we'll catch you in the morning with an update when we decide where we're going and what we're going to do tomorrow. Cheers. Houston, we have a problem. We had encountered a swarm of wasps, and whilst not aggressive yet, they were growing in number. It got so bad that we actually had to retreat into the van to eat our dinner, with the fear that we could actually ingest one. We even tried to provide a decoy without any luck. Once the sun had set, they did disappear, but by the time we'd had breakfast in the morning, they had returned in number. Good morning all. Lake Burberry. The little camp we stayed at is right near the boat ramp on, I think, probably the eastern side of the lake, nestled under Mount Owen. What a spectacular spot. I think I'm going to have to start doing a spectacular count, because I don't know how many times I've used it, but it really is quite stunning. And very reminiscent. You know, we did a trip to New Zealand last year. No, year before, or very similar to that, apart from the fact that the mountains are not as high. And it's a cracker of a morning too. The road out of Lake Burberry takes you through stunning forests and abandoned mining towns. This includes Linda. Linda was formed in 1899, gold being discovered nearby at the North Mount Lyell mine. After a mine disaster in 1912, when 42 miners perished, Linda began to decline fast. Reputed to have had a population of around 600 plus in its heyday, its population is now estimated at 10. The only building that remains is the skeleton of the former Royal Hotel, built in 1901 but destroyed by fire in 1910. The next town we travelled through was Gormanston, Situated at the base of Mount Owen, it was built as a company town for the Mount Lyell Mining and Railway Company operations at the Ironblow Open Cut Copper Mine. We were reminded of the past and the brutal beauty of the Queenstown's moonscape as we descended the infamous 99 bends into the hamlet of Queenstown and the legacy of more than a century of mining. Having said that, you can now see that there are signs of the regeneration process as green vegetation starts to inhabit the surrounding hills. We made a quick stop in Queenstown, wanting to check up on a track that we'd heard a lot about. We got the info we needed and would be prepared for when we returned to Queenstown for a few days next week. It was then on to Rosebery. We dropped off the T-van at our night stop and headed to do the walk into Montezuma Falls. But first we needed some lunch and found this cracking spot at Stint Falls, followed by a short hike. This should take around 12 minutes to complete as you walk beside the Stint River, passing under an old railway bridge to reach the lookout. Here we are making our way to Montezuma Falls. It's one of the longest falls or longest drops in Tasmania. The track almost appears like it was probably an old mining road because it's actually cut in through some of these cliffs. It's not sort of just a walkway around the edge of the mountain, it's a road. So the track winds its way around the edge of the Ring River. And we can hear it just whispering through the trees down below us. So it takes us for a walk down to the bottom of that, and then I believe then that's the base of the falls. So you will find out when we find out. But so far it's a pretty walk.
Now what's all the forest? Yeah, there you go. This track to Montezuma Falls follows the route of the North East Dundas Tramway. The tramway, constructed during the 1890s, linked smelters at Zeehan to mining operations here in the hills.
See, I thought it was too wide for it to be just a track that's been carved out. It had to be more than that, but then again, it really wasn't wide enough for a road. The tramway, there you go. Well, at least they've made use of it. Well, that's the old bridge. Wow, they've just left it. That is absolutely outstanding. The track is not without its obstacles. Here we go. And this is a bit of the old bridge. They've actually they've utilised it with the walkway. Crazy, that is so cool. Well, here we are. Well and truly worth the walk. That is absolutely, again, spectacular. That's pretty cool. 104 metres, I think, is the fall. Pretty. Whilst there's always advantages and disadvantages at everything that you do, the disadvantage of us, we're sort of late in the afternoon, so not that it's all that rushed, but you know, we don't want to be too late, but we get to have this whole thing to ourselves. Absolutely stunning. Well, Liz has gone to check out the suspension bridge, so not for me, but I will put a couple of pics up that she takes from there. Alright, we're going to make our way back. There's a few things to see on the way. We rushed up because we wanted to sort of get here, have a look what was going on, get some nice photos, then take our time going back. There's a few things to look at on the way. Alright, let's do it.
Go on.
How far did we go?
A bit further.
No way. No way, Jose. Yep, chicken little me. That's suspension bridge. There's no way I'm getting on that.
I got out about a quarter, two-thirds of the way.
Right.
No, a third of the way.
Did you take a photo?
No.
You have to, because I told him you were going to.
Oh, far out.
The other side of the river can be accessed by a 4x4 track via Melba Flats. This track is just under 10 kilometres long and takes around 1 hour, the sign says. We have it on good authority that this is well understated at the moment due to track conditions, and you could easily double that. But we were happy to do the walk.
And that's the rest of the way across. Yeah. Rightio. Here I am. I'll come back. I can do it one-handed.
That's the effort. We're walking over these railway or tramway sleepers, and they could be well over 100 years old. How cool is that? So you can see bits of the old bridge broken away. Oh, onward and upward. Oh, well, it's not very often that Liz and I do a 10k walk after lunch, more so 2 o'clock. But we've just got back to the car and my legs feel like rubber. But I've got to say it was definitely worth it. Montezuma Falls, put it on your list.
here we are at the Rosebery Golf Course, along with a few other fellow campers. So this is a great spot, beautiful green, grass, $10 a night. What a spot. Just out of Rosebery. Excellent. Thank you very much, the Rosebery Golf Club.